everybody, welcome back once again to the Suikoden walkthrough. Alright, so actually in the last video there I did start this cooking contest, and I don't know, I think it's the first one I did, and the first time I did it I actually failed. I really just didn't even put any thought into really kind of like how to win it. Reason being, kind of the way it played out was basically you get there's four judges, and generally you want to try to make dishes that kind of appease them, and I didn't do that at all. So I just kind of went YOLO, whatever, and made up a bunch of stuff, and apparently the judges didn't like it. I know, weird. Picky people, picky eaters in the dragon army. But anyways, alright, so we got it the second time though, and you actually do get a recipe as a reward there, obviously. And that's there's all kinds of those cooking contests throughout the there's a number of them, I should say. And I don't remember what actually triggers them. You know, I don't know if it's just a certain amount of battles or literally clock time. I'm not sure, but you know, if you want to do those, you know, just make sure you stop into the kitchen every once in a while and start those up. Now, all right. So it looks like what I need to do here is just bring some stuff to my NPCs in my castle. I need to get rid of these old books for one thing, as well as the livestock items that I've got. Just kind of, you know, collecting dust in my warehouse. And again, you know, I've gone over this a couple of times, but you know, recipes, especially the ones that, I should say specifically the ones that drop from enemies, you'll want to keep those in your warehouse, basically until you've obtained all of them. Again, all of the droppables, not necessarily all of the dropped, all of the dropped recipes, not necessarily all of the recipes. So we can just, you know, you got to be careful. And if you don't know which ones are which, well, you know, again, I guess I would say consult a list. I've gone over obviously all of the ones that are droppable from enemies so far. We've still got a few left to go though. So again, keep in mind that we are not done, unfortunately, and there is still potential, unfortunately, to make errors. So again, you've been repeatedly warned. Anyways, what else do I have here? I just kind of wish I would have done this stuff off screen, to be completely honest. It just feels like a lot of, you know, wasted time. And then on top of that, you know, the livestock that aren't the same, so like a chicken, a lamb, can actually be handed in at the same time. But I was just like ultra paranoid and decided to hand them in like literally one at a time. So it just took a little bit longer than I probably even really needed to, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Now I'm completely lost too, because I've done some random stuff here, so I'm not sure what I actually. Oh, okay. Probably bringing a sound set up to Connell here. Again, same deal with the sound sets. I should say that the sound sets actually are handled differently, and you can literally just hand in all of them at the same time. And again, I suspect that's because they have different names. So, you know, it's Sunset 1, Sunset 2, Sunset 3, so on and so forth. Whereas, like, the lambs are literally just labeled lamb, and that's it. So, again, I suspect that might be why there was some issue there. I don't actually know. But, anyways, long story short, you can actually hand those sound sets in all at the same time. So, don't worry about any of those, you know, getting messed up because you know, handed in a bunch at the same time or something, so. Anyways, what is next? Oh, yeah, I mean, we still need to go to the Tauren Republic. I think that's actually the next step. Now, whether or not we'll actually get to that in this video, I don't even want to make promises, because at this point, I don't know. It feels like there's a couple of these videos where I just ran off and did, you know, kind of upkeep type stuff, or went and, you know, recruited people. So that is always a possibility. But, anywho, yeah, nothing up here. let's go see what Vicky is up to. Where to? Hopefully, again, hopefully we'll go to Banner Village. Nope. South Window City. Okay. Still not headed to where I thought we were. Okay. Yeah, really not sure where I'm going here. Nope. Yeah, I'm confused. Oh, boy. I thought Killy was recruitable around here. Yeah, I think that's who I'm looking for right now. I'm just trying to remember exactly what the requirements were for him to be recruited. Maybe I'm too early. There was so there's a goofy thing with Killy. With I should say specifically with recruiting him. I ran into one of my. I should say so. Initially, I had missed recruiting him. Basically there's a point where he's recruitable, and I shouldn't even say that he's recruitable on kind of separate occasions, but like it's kind of goofy when he shows up. And again, I think initially I had missed recruiting him. For whatever reason, I did something, and it's basically what he shows up in South Window, and I think he's actually outside the trade area, and again, initially I had missed him, and so I had progressed to a point where I think what happened there was I progressed to a point where he wasn't there anymore, and I think we got kind of blocked off from South Window because I think Highland troops actually kind of block your way eventually. And again, now I thought he was recruitable sometime around now, but obviously he's not here, and basically he should be outside the trade shop here. So again, I don't remember. I think so. Yeah, I guess we'll see here. I do kind of vaguely remember when he's recruitable, so I'll try to remember to point that out when that actually happens. I think the specific point is coming up. Again, I'll try to go over that a bit when we actually get there. But I actually don't think I've missed it at this point yet. I think that there's an event that comes up here that will actually trigger him to kind of show up there. Yeah, and I guess I don't know how useful it is to know, but basically what happens in Tauren villages, in the Tauren Republic, is there's another person that's recruitable there, and if you actually bring Killy to recruit her, you get a little bit of extra dialogue. It's not really relevant storyline wise. It's more like a little lore, sort of, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd say don't feel too bad if you miss that and if you recruit Lorelei without having Killy. It's again no real big deal, no big loss to be completely honest. But what am I doing here? Just kind of hanging out. Yeah, probably deciding what my next move is, or trying to figure out why I can't recruit Killy yet. Again, I think I know why, and I don't think that he's going to show up for us yet. I think it'll be it's actually after we do the Tauren Republic stuff. So, anyways, stay tuned, I guess. And why do I still have Miku in my party? That's what I want to know. And just like that, I assume we're gonna go get rid of that turd. So, Honestly, I don't. And the other thing is, I don't know why else I would have even gone towards or gone to South Window other than to recruit Killy, which again we're just a little bit too early. So here's Radat. Oh, as always though, Radat's a pretty decent place to stop in. Now I didn't even talk to the blacksmith, ironically, but at certain different or at different points in the game, the blacksmith there is actually able to upgrade our weapons. So don't really know why I didn't actually talk to the guy. I was already there. I stopped in. Probably would have been a decent time to check it out, but oh well, what else? Yeah, we gotta get this squirrel out here. And I don't know. I think dropping Stallion still would have been a good idea too, but I think I actually, for whatever reason, hung on to him for a while yet. But yeah, he's just not that useful for what we're doing. I mean, to be honest, he's not that great throughout this entire game. There's some points there where, again, if you're putting on a lot of miles on the world map, it probably makes sense. But even then, it's really hard to justify him being in the group, to be completely honest. Generally, in any game I'm playing, I like to maybe kind of reduce some of the, I don't even know if I would say utility. I guess kind of like quality of life stuff. Like, again, so for instance, Stallion with his faster movement speed across the map. That's cool, but at the end of the day, you need to be effective in combat. So I tend to try to focus on that. Combat effectiveness as opposed to maybe some utility. So that's my 2 cents there. All right. Who else is going to make the cut? I suspect Anita. I don't know why I wouldn't take her. I still think that she's pretty decent at this point. Luck would have been good, though, too. Especially instead of Stallion. I think Luck actually would have been way better. Here's the cook. Hayo isn't really all that great until a bit later, I think. Yeah, I don't even remember what time or when he gets his second rune spot. I'm going to guess around 45 or so. And then he does get a third rune spot after that, too. But, I don't know. As of right now, I don't think he's that great. Unfortunately, though, with Anita, she's actually only got her one rune spot right now, too. Which was actually, to be completely honest, she doesn't really have a rune spot anyway. Because there's a rune stuck in it. And she gets even better though once she actually does get that next open spot. I think it's at, unfortunately though, it's like level 53 or something like that. So I've kind of talked about her throughout the playthrough, and maybe I've talked her up maybe a little bit more than she really deserves, to be completely honest, because that Falcon rune is pretty great, but it's even better once you get that Fury rune. Unfortunately though, it takes a while to get there. And you're almost done with the game, to be completely honest, by the time that unlocks. So, again, it is what it is. I think I probably would have been better off with, again, like a Luck in the back row. And, I mean, I don't know, about front row people. I still think Ulan is, I don't know, for my money, I think it's tough to beat her on the front line. Flick, really good. Victor as well. Flick, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's got a good mana stat and stuff. Or sorry, good magic stat, and thus can cast some spells. So it's kind of nice to have at least somebody like that. He's kind of rare actually, in that he can kind of do two things pretty decently. That said, though, someone like Victor, where you just stick like a double beat on him and a Fury, he's just gonna do work the entire game too. But he also he seems kind of bland, so I tried to stay away from him this time around. Oh wow, given free to Mangosh. That's questionable. I mean, sure, why not? It's not like I'm, or the Mangosh isn't doing any good just sitting in my inventory. But I just don't know that Freed is the type of caliber, or he's not really the caliber of a character I think that deserves one. I'm so mean. But hey, you know what? I'm not a fan of Freed. Again, I think he's kind of a turd, but you know what? Whatever. We're stuck with him, so it is what it is. When God gives you Freeds, find a new god. Alright, so we got a full helmet. That'll go on Ulan. I don't think... Yeah, Anita can't use that, unfortunately. It's kind of interesting. That Ulan actually can, and she can't. Although, yeah, it's kind of weird. It is what it is. Ulan is just this weird beast of a character where, she can't use a shield, but she can wear all this like incredibly heavy armor. So, and then on top of that, I don't know, she actually does a lot of damage. Unfortunately, her real issue is just that she's slow. So, I guess there's worse things. And again, I love her. So, basically used her, right from when I got her to the end of the game. Okay, so here's where the ladders are at. There's our Stone of Luck, and we'll just head up, grab that, come back down. And then I think generally what you do with these ladders is just keep going left, and we'll just keep collecting the treasures. And then once we've kind of grabbed everything, we'll kind of continue on here. There's, I want to say, like maybe 2 more treasures that we can get, so we'll make sure we do that. 'Cause, completion. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the weird one. So you go left a bunch, and then you actually have to go back down. Wow, why did I walk all the way around? I had to grab that magic. Strange, whatever. Magic rings? I don't know. I mean, good on mages, right? Adds more magic. And, typically with anybody that you're focusing on magic, you stick them in the back row, and you don't necessarily care that much, or I should say I don't necessarily care about, their defensive stat that much, because, again, they're in the back row, so they shouldn't be taking damage anyway. Wing ornaments are actually amazing, but unfortunately, they're only for wingers. And I am racist against the wingers in this game because they're all creepy. So I don't use them. The normal character counterpart to the wing ornament is the wing boots, I believe. They're sort of similar. I don't think that the wing boots are as good, but I shouldn't even say that because I don't know if that's even true. It's just, I guess that's sticking out to me as something that I thought I remember, either mistakenly or not. Here's our next poison rune, which, I don't know, I think they're junk. Let's get rid of this half helmet, though. The poison runes, though, are limited in quantity, so I'm just going to grab that and pocket it, and then probably, I would say likely, never even equip it on anybody. Or maybe I'll give it to someone who I deem worthless or not, plan on doing anything with. I think Chaco actually might have one, because, again, creepy winger, and didn't plan on using him. I have no idea where I'm going, to be completely honest here. What are we even doing right now? Oh boy, so as far as encounters here, I feel like I should talk about some of them. I think the tigers might actually have something. And now I've been kind of like glancing away from this screen for a little bit too long, so as far as I know, I may have actually already got it. I think it was a sound set, though. Or it's either a sound set or a window set, I think, that they've got. Samurais, I don't think that they had anything useful. There's the group of the lovely ninja ladies, and I think one of them has a ninja costume, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Wow, I just realized, though, we're about out of time. So I'm guessing that there's a save point in here that I'm going to end up saving to. But, yeah, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.